voice makes me weak. All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out outside. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize my wings. Surely I clean where I ease. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I feel get out outside. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I am clean berries. I said, been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you have me weak to the core. Sayonara, hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Say no goodbye, girl, let me take away ourselves. Yeah, take away ourselves.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Monday the 8th, March the 8th, International Women's Day. You know it's International Women's Month as well. So it's International Women's Day. So enough big ups going out to all the women near and far, those close to us and those that are far away from us. The music you hear in the background is from Tafina, Take With Myself. And since it's Women's Month, it's only fitting that we start off also with some women's music. So I'm going to give you this one, and then we come right back with Flavius.
Oh mama, oh mama, oh mama, keep on loving me so well. I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say when he loves me this way. The only thing I say is, oh mama,
Bagwire, Miss Sharon Forrester. We have more music for Women's Day today. So big ups going out to all the women. So we got Flavius on the line. Morning, Flavius, top of the morning.
Morning, Franco. Morning, listeners. Morning, we're starting out this morning with a nice, powerful shower. It looked like it just came down, stayed for a little while, 10, 15 minutes, and now it's gone. Well, I don't know if it's gone, but it's not happening now. So we will see what happens for the rest of the day.
Well, you get in shower, we get in sunshine and cloudy day, which is good for us.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some sunshine some part of the day. In fact, I listened to the weatherman last night and he said today a cold front is passing by us.
Oh yeah, I get what we have.
Yeah. So that probably bringing the wet, That probably bringing in the precipitation, the dampness.
Getting some of what we have in.
It feels very cool.
Okay, feels very cool. That's good.
Yeah, man, it is, yeah.
So today what you have for Did You Know?
Yeah, man. Well, today we're looking at with high achievers in sports.
Okay, all right. We'll come back in a minute then.
Yes.
Sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight in my own homeland. This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend.
Did you know? With Flavius.
What a wonderful voice.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. Beautiful voice of Miss Pam Hall, man.
Oh yes.
Can't beat that.
No, never.
Okay, so did you know today now?
Did you know that the Caribbean not only have high achievers in cricket, but we have many high achievers in all different kind of sports. Today, we're going to look at football.
Did you know that cricket is not the only game that the Caribbean have high achievers? Today, we're going to look at the game of football, and we will speak about Dwight York. Dwight York, CM, born the 3rd of November 1971, is a Trinidad and Tobago former footballer. Throughout his club career, he played for Aston Villa, Manchester United, Blackburn Rovers, Birmingham City, Sydney, and Sunderland. Mainly as a forward between 1988 and 2009. He was the assistant manager of the Trinidad and Tobago national team until the completion of the qualifying matches for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. York scored 123 goals in the Premier League, a record for a non-European, which was not broken until Sergio Aguero in 2017. At the international level, York represented Trinidad and Tobago on 74 occasions between 1989 and 2009, scoring 19 goals. He helped his team reach the semi-finals of the 2000 CONCACAF Gold Cup and also helped Trinidad and Tobago to qualify for the FIFA World Cup for the first time in their history, later representing his national side in the World Cup tournament of 2006. His time at Manchester United. In his first season, York was a key player in guiding his club to a unique treble of the Premier League title, the FA Cup, and the UEFA Champions League, and forming a legendary partnership with Andy Cole. York finished the season as a top league goal scorer with 18 goals and contributed goals against Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Juventus in the Champions League. And he won the Premier League Player of the Season. York was also a regular member of the United 1999 to 2000 title-winning team, contributing 22 goals in all competitions. Despite a less successful third season personally, York scored a hat-trick in the top-of-the-table clash with Arsenal as United went on to win a third successful title. In January 2002, a move to Middlesbrough fell through. He played his last game for United that month and was not issued a squad number for 2002-2003 season. Altogether, he scored 65 goals for Manchester United in 147 appearances. These are some of his honours. Honours at Aston Villa. Football League Cup 1995 to 1996. Manchester United. Premier League 1998-99, 1999-2000, and 2000 to 2001. That's three years in a row. FA Cup 1998 to 1999 season. UEFA Champions League 1998 to 1999 season. Intercontinental Cup 1999. At Sydney FC, a league title 2005. At Sunderland, Football League Championship 2006 to 2007. And for Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean Cup 1989. In the individual honours, Premier League Player of the Month, February 1996, January 1999, and March 2000. PFA Team of the Year 1998-1999, that's in the Premier League, and Premier League Player of the Season 1999 to 99. Premier League Gold Cup Boot 1998 to 99, and Joe Marston Medal 2005-2006, and Sydney FC Hall of Fame 2015. And that is your Did You Know for today.
This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely best. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout.
Did You Know is brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean. So in case you didn't know, now you know.
Just what I mean. Just take my advice, everyone is nice.
Yes, Flavius. Dwight York.
Yes.
I know him when he was at Man U. I know he and what's the young forward name? Andy Cole.
Andy Cole.
Yeah. They were considered, the destroyers, the frontline destroyers.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Good partnership between both of them.
Yeah, man. They want goal. Them.
Yeah, the frontline destroyers. Yes, and I want to touch on this a little bit before we bring Teddy in. And this is about Women's Day, Women's International Day, and it's from CARICOM General Secretary Ambassador Erwin LaRocque. And he said, today we celebrate the many women on the front line of the COVID-19 response and recovery effort as healthcare workers, caregivers, essential workers, innovators, community organizers, and as some of the most exemplary and effective national leaders in combating the pandemic. The crisis has highlighted the tremendous value of their contribution, to which we owe them a debt of gratitude. And in his letter, he went on to say, on March 8, 2021, the Caribbean community, CARICOM, joins the rest of the world in celebrating International Women's Day, a special observation that was adopted by the United Nations 46 years ago in 1975 during International Women's Year. The annual celebration affords everyone, especially women and girls, an opportunity to reflect on progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who continue to play extraordinary roles in the development of their communities and countries. It also serves as a platform to engage men and boys as male champions for gender equality and to raise awareness for the progress being made. The day also presents the opportunity to call attention to and address the obstacle faced by women to realizing the full complement of their human rights. The global theme for this year's International Women's Day is Women in Leadership Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. The theme celebrates the tremendous effort by women and girls around the world to shape a more just future and highlights the special needs of women to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you want to read more, and this letter is a long letter, you go to CARICOM Today, and the website is today.caricom.org. And you see, the full letter is available there for you.
Wonderful.
Oh yes indeed.
So for women taking it to the world, taking it to COVID.
Yes, there sure is. And I'm gonna play something because I say I'm gonna, we're celebrating the day as well for women's, and we know this what over the weekend or started yesterday, right?
Yeah.
The Garifuna Nations, they had their women's movement conference started yesterday. So it's the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. So it's so today we're gonna see what we can capture today, and let you guys hear or see some of it tomorrow as well. But this one is from a young lady who was here on the show recently. Her name is Miss Lee, and I want you to hear a couple of this from Miss Lee, and then we'll link up with Teddy.
Jamaican icons. Jamaica is a blessed place with enough sin thing for yam. Hockey, pumpkin, plantain, banana, breadfruit, and pom pom yam. We have enough place to go and enough sin thing for see. For even now after so much year, we can still see Bob Marley. Bob Marley are the king for reggae. In the music world, but Miss Lou, I feel we chat up smarty and full with poetry girl. Miss Lou for true. A real Jamaican blue. A fear down to earth eloquence make me can chat so to you. Me nah fi speak spooky. Me nah fi have no twang. Me can turn up and chat anywhere as a raw band Jamaican. She sing a heap of folk song. And man, them lyrics strong. Especially one where she talk about, make me hold your hand, girl, make me hold your hand. She go on enough talk show and bust the place, For the more she talk to the people, and the more we part to grow. She was never impy skimpy. She was infidentical. Yes, man, that the word they mean, say. She did a big girl. When she walk out on stage, you could have seen it in her face. This woman have versatility, eloquence, and grace. She never itty-tighty, and she was never mean. Mother Louise bring the language right before the queen. The day me get the news, so one of the icon just pass. If I could have catch dead, I would have hold him and bust him ass.
Anger and nervous finger is a recipe for total disaster. If you have a dispute with a friend or a family member, stay far from social media. When the adrenaline rush to your brain, just keep calm and remain sane. Don't react too quick, you will get caught with the insecure matrix. When head chip, vengeance cast loose tongue to slip. So before you spit, edit the script. Gossip is toxic. Gossip is toxic. The only thing it creates is shame and regrets. Life is like a boomerang. The cause return with the effects. So think before you post. One click, like magic, the whole of your business expose. No one cares about the source or who you be. Public opinions will tie you up into a verbal knot and bore holes into your stories. Excavate your past mistakes and bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Life comes with conditions and conflicts. Closets are filled to the brim with dirty linens. Wash them at home, not in the public. Taking down someone with a post on Instagram to stroke your ego might go viral, but it won't make you into a hero. You become a rival, putting unnecessary pressure on your survival. When finger press sent, prepare for the consequence. You are going to need a parachute, cause when the feces hits the fan, you're going down too. You're going down too. Even if you know it's the truth, mum is the word. Sometimes it's best to stay mute. So think before you post. One click like magic, the whole of your business expose. No one cares about the source or who you be. Public opinions will tie you up into a verbal knot and bore holes into your stories. Excavate Excavate your past mistakes and bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Bring your darkest secrets to the surface. Using words as weapon to win your wars will only leave victims with internal scars. Nobody wins. Words are not just wind. Words are swords with sharp blades, ready to cut your character into thousands of little pieces as it pleases. When the damage is done, it's going to take amnesia to forget and courage to forgive. Loyalty, don't betray, even if you disagree. Trust don't need an audience. It's a pact you make with self. The tongue don't have a mind of its own. It loses control when there is no consciousness. Love is unconditional. Love is unconditional. It comes with no pretense. Success is the only revenge that makes sense. Success is the only revenge that makes sense.
Mix up a guan, blend up a guan. That shawty never see this from Shibon. Social media them love the most, but on everything you fi post. I get hype and a boast, Lord. And everything glitter, you go put it on Twitter. You fi smart and clever, and everything you fi share. I want like clown of the year. Don't bring your life nightmare over likes and share. Don't show your business out there. Cause this I wanna read epidemic. Everybody get hooked on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Girls send a man a picture in a bathroom of beer. Next thing it a line I get rant and rave. Some people don't know if they post. Mama read over foreign and never get divorced. A Jamaica post it online and the wife sisters see no way rock up in a jail over stupidity. You shouldn't post. I get hype and a post, lad. Even if your life bitter, do not put it on Twitter. You be smart and clever, and everything you fi share. Don't become the next clown of the year. Don't bring your life nightmare over likes and share. Don't show your business out there. Now everybody a target, everything I expose. Wanted man get catch to him a tweet and a post. Media junkie no east. Laptop and phone, so the thief check your page and know when you owe man. Pull a big job and get West Country. Not a soul, so suspect him take the Kyle of money. But he buy him girlfriend of a suit and Gucci, and she post it online and say some things not for post. I get hype and a post, lad. And everything glitter, you go put it on Twitter. You be smart and clever, and everything you fi share. Now go on like say you don't care. Cause even if you're vexed with your man, I put it on Instagram, work it out. Cause I know yes you can, yes you can. Man tell your wife him on a foreign pan a business trip. And every day I'm calling, tell her how him love and miss. Until her friends and her some mix with some Instagram pics. With a husband and a girl that hold hands and kiss. My gosh, you grow your kids just like a parent should. Try to shield them from the bad and teach them all at school. Can you imagine someone sending you a viral clip with your daughter and your son and do some spiral it? You shouldn't post. I get hype and a post, lad. And everything glitter, you go post it on Twitter. You feel smart and clever, and everything you fi share. I go on like clown of the year. Don't bring your life nightmare over likes and share. Don't show your business out there. You shouldn't post. I get hype and a post, and everything you fi share. Now go on like say you don't care, and everything you fi post. I get hype and a post, and everything you fi share. Go on like say you don't care, and everything you fi post. I get hype and a post, and everything you fi share. Go on like say you don't care. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. Really love you, baby. Want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. 'Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home with me forever. Oh, really want you, baby. Want you forever. Ever. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, and just like a magnifying glass, yeah, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like
getting ready to have another link up, either with Teddy or with the Women's Movement Conference in Belize this morning. We'll be back in a few minutes. Sit and stay, don't go nowhere.
The sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say. But when he loves me this way, only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama. Keep on loving me so bad. And you hit me with it ton, dee on a breeze. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. I sing it, ay, 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 ay. Ooh, Miss Abagwaya. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me, Abagwaya. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me, Abagwaya. Oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me, Abagwaya. Ooh, Miss Abagwaya. Ooh, Miss Abagwaya. Ooh, Miss Abagwaya.
Shuluhali Wadani, our time has come. Shuluhali Wadani, our time has come.
It's for real.
No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
Just
No
us
Jesus, no justice,
and
just
them
us and them.
walking in the congregation.
Just us. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
So many black bodies subjected to the bullet. Slave catcher's boot protected by the badge. Slapped in the jaw by the hands of the law. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
So many uprisings. Over 400 years. Knee to the neck like a knife to the windpipe. So many fractures. Justice delayed, the dog is dead. Justice denied, the streets run red. Dread, fire.
There's no justice, just us.
Justice.
No justice, just us. Walking in the congregation of the Most High, Most High, Most High. There's no justice, just us. No justice, just us. Walking in the congregation.
Each and every Monday at this time, the really current news coming out of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and around the world. None other than Teddy Laidley with us this morning. Top of the morning, Teddy.
All right, top of the morning to you and your
Morning, Teddy.
International Day. I salute to you. And this morning, I really would like to take time out to salute our ladies.
Go ahead. Give them their salutation.
Yeah, there are a lot of ladies now. Jamaica have been noted as one of the countries that has a high percentage of female bosses.
Oh, that's good.
One thing I like to share this morning is there are a lot of women now in position that in itself there are a lot of women who are in position today and enjoying it, but have not in those areas. And I just like to remind persons of some of the trailblazers ladies. For example, in the field of insurance, for a number of years, you had Gloria Knight, who was the head of Mutual Life, one of the star insurance companies in Jamaica. Presently, you have Flavor Williams, who is the Minister of Education, but her predecessor as the first female was Gloria. It was just in my head. Mavis Gilmore, sorry. Mavis Gilmore was a former, so she is not. Flavor Mavis Gallimore, Dr. Mavis Gallimore was also a former Minister of Education. We look in the field of sports. One of the persons who have done a trail, especially in netball, is Leela Robinson, who in itself, the court at the National Stadium, in terms of Miss Leela Thomas, who head the Jamaica advancement of the movement of literacy. We call it McCarthy, who was also the head of JAMPRO, which is Jamaica Promotional, that leading in terms of getting Jamaica. We look at Madame Rose Leon, who over the years, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Madame Rose Leon, who crossed the floor in politics in the earlier days at the Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have singers. Oh gosh, what am I messing up? Olive Loin, right? Who capture culture, and let us not forget Miss Louise Bennett Cloverly, right? And then recently, forgive me, the first female who did well, she died recently in sports, as in track and field. She had made her
getting some in and out from you, Teddy.
Yeah, there are a lot of female, and we can't forget the Caribbean in terms of Eugenia Charles from Dominica as a example, Mia Motley, who is from Barbados. Let's not forget our own Portia Simpson Miller. Let's not forget opposition in Trinidad and Tobago. So the Caribbean have done well in terms of women breaking the glass ceiling. As you know, the Caribbean connection with Kamala Harris, who is now become the first vice president in history of the United States. So we like to just salute women who have continued the path of other women. And Jamaica is not a misogynist country. where we're not giving kudos to. You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I mean, sometimes you go in and out, but we still I hear you.
Yeah, man. So we're not a misogynist kind of country here in Jamaica. So our ladies are doing well. Our ladies are doing well. So I just wanted this morning to our many mothers, aunties, cousins, sisters who have helped to keep the fiber of the Jamaican society and the world society intact. And we also saluting through the United Nations over 19.
Teddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah. Sometimes you go in and out, like every 30 seconds.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Like
they're saying about 19 women are heads of state across the world.
Yeah, man, that's true thing.
But also, the person, the chief medical officer who is spearheading the whole COVID fight is a woman in Jamaica now.
Eddie?
We honor that. Mm-hmm. We honor that. And
oh yeah, definitely.
And I just want to share that the highest position of executive power being held by women in 58 countries since 1960. So that in itself speaks volume. The number of women between 19.
That's a milestone, man.
That's a milestone. So I just want listening and sharing that there are a lot of women today who are in power and they don't know the sacrifice that other women have made to break that glass ceiling for them to come through to enjoy it. And I wish and make it look like there is a rite of passage. They have a rite of So, and like I keep on mentioning, Jamaica is not a misogynist kind of society. We allow our women, despite, we have numbers between Latin America and the Caribbean and South America. Jamaica numbers of violence against women and children is high. We want that to go down, but that again is another challenge, another situation of how we addressing issues like those. But we, as the Caribbean, and that's one of the emphasis I want to place on, the Caribbean, not just Jamaica, but the Caribbean have done well to highlight and showcase our women in power in terms of being in charge of movers and shakers of industries across the region, in terms of medicine, in terms of politics, in terms of sports, in terms of art. We one of Jamaican female in art, apart from Mr. Barry Watson and other person. There was Marlo. She died now, but she was one of Jamaica's most respected potter. And this was a lady who was doing pottery and wasn't trained. Persons from the School of Art had us to go by her and somewhat take lessons, because I think it was somewhat a born gift or a passed down through generation. That lady did some of the finest pottery that you could have your hands on, and they are in homes across the world. I can't just say Jamaica. A lot of persons are coming down here. So that is one of the ladies who a pioneer in pottery.
Okay.
That the School of Art, was honored to know that her work, they were able to capture some of her techniques and so forth before she passed on. So there are a lot of females who have done well in terms of all the eras that you can think of, and and the ladies who are enjoying it today. So again, we just want to tell, yeah.
Also, Teddy, that in the government, the ministries are run by a permanent secretary, but that's the head of each ministry. And we have a very high percent of female permanent secretaries in Jamaica. Very high.
Yes, yes, a very high, and we also, one of the person who is guiding now the Minister of Finance again is a female. The same thing. I'm not sure if in the Ministry of Justice, but as you mentioned, a lot of permanent secretaries who have steered the different ministries across. Even in the trade union, there is a stalwart lady. No, what's her name, Flavors? That lady that wears glasses.
White. Yeah, Ellen Davis White. Yes.
She definitely. She certainly stands shoulders with the men.
Oh yes.
One person come to mind is Danny Roberts, who headed the Confederate of Trade Union. And she here as a woman standing shoulder to shoulder, not above or below, shoulder to shoulder with her counterpart, especially in the union. Sorry.
Flavius and Teddy, may I ask a question here?
Yeah, go ahead.
On the security force, what's the highest rank a female officer can hold on, say, the security
force? All right.
There's no limit.
Just recent.
Go ahead.
The head of the Coast Guard was a female. That was the first female to head the Coast Guard, which is the arm, as you know, of the Defense Force. And there are in terms of levels within the ranks of the Jamaica Defense Force. They might not be like colonel or brigadier, but they are up there in rank.
But I can be corrected if I'm wrong, but I think we have had over time a number of assistant commissioners who are women.
Oh yes, Miss Ben.
Yes,
and Noblin.
But they have never gotten it yet, though.
No, Noblin Grant was the last one. She was the deputy. As a matter of fact, Noblin Grant was acting commissioner police until it was taken over by the current commissioner, Brigadier, Major General, Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
So she get her stint as you have said, break the glass ceiling, meaning she acted as commissioner of police, and everybody was saying that it should have been given to her, but again.
There you go.
No.
The reason why I asked, because over the years I've seen a lot of female inspectors and all the way up.
No, but they're way up.
Wait, let me finish. I've seen a lot of female inspectors and all the way up in the ranks, and then when the lady that you mentioned when she was acting commissioner. I remember people were saying that she should have been the one, who
Yes,
become the
yes.
new commissioner of police because it needs sometimes some changes need to, and she was doing good, they say.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I wanted,
very good.
now that you touch on the police force, let's not forget Ione Ramsey, who was the first female motorcycle cop in traffic.
Okay.
Right? So there are a lot, and now today I've seen a lot of females driving the public buses. But remember, also, I can't remember the lady name who was the first female bus driver, right? Also, in the service of the fire brigade, there are a lot of female firefighters now. And the army break the cycle years ago. Yeah.
In the fire brigade. Yes.
Yeah, so and the army have done well in establishing a female unit. So the fire brigade that was once a traditional male dominate, a break and a female a part of it, and so is the army, and then the police force open up several areas within the police force that allow women to be involved in. And as we mentioned before, one era such was the motorcycle of Ione Ramsey. I've been the first female. And so there are a lot. Even when we look at our sanitation now here in Jamaica, there are a lot of female sanitation workers. That never happened before. Right? Let us not forget our former Air Jamaica that had our first female captain. Right? So Jamaica helped break a lot of
and also in the immigration system too. There's a lot of female officers there too.
I think I read, Teddy, that captain had a all-female crew. Was the first all-female crew to fly.
Yes.
The first all-female crew to fly anywhere in the world.
Yes,
Captain
yes.
The second, and everybody was female. Yeah.
Right. So that a plus, and Jamaica was a part of it.
Oh, yes.
So we have break a lot of ground, and again, let's not forget in music what Millie Small have done for females, the first ever female to hit the British chart, for a number of years over our male counterparts. So that in itself speaks volume. Yeah.
Boy, lollipop.
Yep,
yeah.
Of course. And not to leave out sports, because traditional male dominated sports like football, cricket. We have big women football, women cricket. We have West Indies women cricket team, Jamaica football team.
Yeah,
women are taking their place everywhere now, everywhere.
And when we look at Taylor, who was captain for the Jamaica cricket team and also did well and listed among the best female batswoman. And I know she has been given accolades for her achievement, right? Bonnie, Bonnie Shaw.
She's the captain of the West Indies now. Yeah.
Yes, and Bonnie Shaw for football, who have done herself well. Jamaica again, after 10 years after its male counterpart, was qualified for World Cup. And again, from the region. And so we have to look at the region. Yeah.
take hold of any player for Jamaica, male or female.
Repeat that, Flavius.
That share more goals. Yeah?
Repeat it, because you break up.
Bonishaw, Jamaica leading goal scorer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Men.
Yeah, so we sit here and we're very proud of the contribution that Jamaican women have been made international. So that in itself is something that we are definitely proud to know that we are part of. And
the new ambassador to the UN is what, a female, right?
Yes, and we also have we have, not for the first time, but we have ambassadors in Ojima, who is an ambassador. I think she is the first. My record says straight. She is the first female U.S. ambassador to the United States. We also did have Miss St. Jude's, Francois St. Jude's mother, who was consulate general to Canada. She also passed on. Kay Baxter was her successor. Because Kay was, I think, at the time, the first female consulate general in Canada, and then followed by Mrs. St. Jude's. So,
and then we had Aluma Sambe to ambassador to the UK.
Right. And we can't forget Pat Riley, who was Jamaica's first camera woman here in Jamaica. In Pat Riley.
Yeah, in the
so
scene.
I just sitting here. Oh, Flavius, let's not forget Gloria Laleman, who was the first female general manager for Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So it was funny. It's really important.
Was Marie Gart the first female to be doing broadcasting too? Marie Gart.
I'm not sure she's the first, but she was
no.
one of the most popular.
She was one of the most popular, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then came Faye Ellington.
No. Let's go back. You have Erica Allen.
Before.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah.
Before Marie.
Before Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go really now.
Don't leave out Elaine Winks. She was a special one too.
Yeah. No, but we're talking about the one them breaking the glass ceiling, Flavius.
Yeah.
Because Elaine Winks came after. If you're talking about hosting an entertainment program, then Elaine Wynn would have been the first. Because she first hosted Where That in those days. And I know Frank in Jamaica yet.
Yeah, man. Where It's At in the 70s. Where It's At was like Soul Train. Jamaica.
Yeah.
That was Jamaica Soul Train, Where It's At.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Elaine went in that stage. Yeah. So that's yeah.
When it comes to big corporation, Flavius, who were some of the first women to head up some of the major corporations in Jamaica? You have any idea? Can you remember?
All right. So like Gloria
and personally, Joyce Robinson, I think she used to head the Jamaica Life Service and then to lead Archer.
And Teddy was
Okay.
Teddy was mentioning something about Gloria Night. No, Gloria Night was from what? UDC?
Yeah, man.
No. She headed Mutual Life,
Okay.
which was the premier insurance company at the time, and Corinne McCarthy, she headed Jam Pro.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. So the Gloria Knight who headed the Mutual Life is not the same Gloria Knight who was head of UDC.
Yes.
It's the same person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you remember saying Mutual Life closed, or transitioned out. And then she moved to UDC, yes.
No, but at that time Mutual Life wasn't still around.
Yeah, man.
Mutual Life was still around. I have sales rep at the time I was working at UDC at Mutual Life.
Yeah, but I think she left.
She left them, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Mutual Life was still there. I remember that. One of my sales agent, one of my insurance agent from Mutual Life used to come check me at UDC.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not. I know she had both company, but I didn't know which one started first. But I know she break the ceiling when she went into insurance.
Yes,
as the first
Life. Okay.
Right, and then Corinne McCarthy, who then had Jam Pro. It was Jamaica National Investment Promotion, and then it transitioned to Jam Pro, and she was head of. Right. So when we look at corporate Jamaica, so the insurance in terms of promotion agency, where else we look at in terms of corporate Jamaica?
I think Scotiabank.
Yes.
I think they add a female in charge for a long time.
No, two females, and no, Audrey Thompson is now the president of Citibank. Right? She's now the president of Bank of not Citibank, Bank of Nova Scotia. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So that organization I've seen two female as president. I can't say NCB I've had a female president.
No, I don't think so. I'm not remembering that now.
Yeah. So within the banking sector, but one thing we can boast, a lot of our ladies have climbed the ladder, especially in banking.
And we had some of the first female painters I have ever seen in Jamaica back in 1973. They were painting schools. They had contracts to paint the school under there was a program that the PMP had put in place that hire females to do the same work that men were doing. And they were painting. They got contracts to paint schools. I remember seeing them. All women.
My mother was involved in that in East Kingston.
Oh yes, I remember it because my mom was a part of it too. All women crew, yeah.
Well, currently, JIS, the Jamaica Institution, Rennie she was Miss Hunter was the first female that had JIS in the which is Jamaica Information Service for
service. Yeah.
Right. So Miss Hunter was there. This other lady, she was a camera. God, boy! I tell you something. My mind is start going on memory lane. The flavor Billy, that was on Royal Palm. What was his last name again? His mother and Wilmot. Cynthia Wilmot.
Soon come back to me.
Cynthia
No,
Wilmot.
Cynthia Wilmot.
No, man.
She,
No,
yeah, man. Cynthia Wilmot. Listen, Cynthia Wilmot. Did well in terms of film because she and her husband were involved. Let's not forget about our lady.
Blackburn, Teddy. Blackburn.
No,
Blackburn.
no. I'm not saying the character. I'm saying his real name. His mother name was Cynthia Wilmot. But
I'd.
no. Listen, you weren't listening to her. The guy who played Billy. This dreadful guy who also Mystic Revealer, the band name Mystic Revealer that he had. His name is Wilmot.
Oh yeah, Billy Mystic. Yeah. Billy Mystic.
Right.
Yes,
No,
you're
no.
right.
I'm telling you, the lady that you're talking about in Royal Palm, her name is Hyde.
No, I'm saying to you, Billy mother. Her name is Cynthia Wilmot.
Yeah, man. Father name no Wilmot. No. Father no a columnist too. And father no right.
I am telling you another lady, the one who I call Mrs. Blackburn. Her name is Hyde, and they own the massive printing business named Hyde Elder Black. They are now Pear Tree Press.
Yes. There's another lady I would like.
Our son is in the thing too.
Yeah. One lady I will not or forget is the lady who has written the most pantomime in Jamaica.
Oh, I'm at a loss right there, Teddy.
Mrs. Gludan.
Barbara Gludan. Right?
Yes.
And so she hosted Hotline for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
And let's forget the female Wyberlin Gager, who was the first editor for the 100 I had Gina for years.
Yeah.
Right. So, these are ladies who have done well and have break the glass ceiling. And a lot of women now, again, I can't overemphasize, who are enjoying the luxury of their job today because some women decided to say she's not going to be held down and she break that glass ceiling. So
not going to be marginalized.
Not going to be held down anymore.
Right. Yeah. And again, I say, I am proud of my country that we are not a marginalistic kind of society.
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you.
Levels of persons of male who is misogynist.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we cannot hide that, but it is not perpetuated across the country. Right? So again, I am proud that Jamaica has been noted as a country that have the most female bosses in the world.
True.
We want to salute all the ladies who have played their part, past and present, on this International Women's Day. So I just...
Yeah.
I decided that that's what I wanted to talk about today, so we don't let the day go unnoticed, and we salute the ladies.
Thank you for that, too, because we started out the program, reminding people that today is International Women's Day, and the month itself is also celebrated as International Women's Month.
Right. So and so you didn't know that I was coming with that, Franco.
Oh no. But I'm glad, I'm glad, so that our viewers, our listeners understand definitely, that we are not some male misogynists.
On this program.
Yeah.
We salute we salute our woman, and I'm glad to know that at least we pay homage to them and name the ladies. Because somebody somewhere might not even remember those ladies that we mentioned. The
Yeah, man,
Gloria
because
Knight,
and
Madam
Rose
Rosalie,
Leon, you know, those women are champion.
yeah, the Mavis Gallimore, the Ian Ione Ramsey, you know, there's so many who have break that barrier and have done well for ladies today to enjoy. Right? It's just like many things that us black people could not have gone through, and there were a lot of
And
persons
let's
that
not forget Mama P, the first women
yes,
prime minister, you know.
we could not forget. That's why I said let us repeat again.
Okay. Somebody just send me something from the chat room. Datty Dean. Who's
Yes,
Datty?
that's the yes.
She was probably first. She was probably first
Yes.
broadcaster. Yeah.
Okay, Datty Dean. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yes. So I am glad to know that the message is going across here. So let us, within the Caribbean, salute Eugenia Charles,
Yes.
who was the first. Then we go to Bateso, who was then from Trinidad. Then we take on Mama P, Portia Cynthia, and then last but not least is Mia Motley, who is now head Barbados.
Okay.
So the
But
Caribbean, yeah,
we should not leave out our friend from St. Lucia who was on the program, Bertia Pal.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest women in tourism in the Caribbean.
Yes, true.
She was the head of the Caribbean Hotel at Tourism Association for a good time.
Yes. Right.
Powerful woman
And,
in the Caribbean, yes.
and in fact, another thing is we want to share with Jamaica. Recently, I saw it on television in support of black women. The first black woman to be a police officer in London. I can't remember her name, but she's she's now living in Jamaica. She retired and living in Jamaica. She again break the ceiling.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that clippings. You're right.
Yeah, she break the ceiling in the police force in London. So again, Jamaica have paved its way globally. And again, we said thanks to all the ladies, thanks to all our sisters, our mothers, our cousins, our friends. And we said again, a salute to you. And that's my take on International Women's Day. And so the program had a little bit of each this morning, tried to get me connected, but again, out of everything we said, thanks. Whether it's good or bad, we say thanks.
But we know it's internet and technology. They go on so at times we're gonna have problems, you know.
Yeah, but the fact is that we still say thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank you too.
Yeah, and again, we do it all over again with the blessing of the Lord next Monday.
All right, Teddy.
Yes.
You stay safe and have a joyful day.
Yeah, no, joy. I don't want joy over this day. I want peace.
A peaceful day. All right. I'll call upon the ancestors and see if them can grant that wish. You there? Teddy gone. Yes, man, all. Yes, Flavius.
Yeah, I am here.
So we know that all of these women, some of them, you know, I've heard their name called. Some of them I know, like for Rosalie, I so happen to know a relative of hers while I was living in Rosalie. That was her aunt. You know, that young lady, Audrey, and Miss Rosalie was her aunt.
Also, she's also a great woman, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
she started the whole cosmetic things, cosmetic school.
The beauty school,
you know?
yeah.
And she was a
Member of Parliament
big
too.
politician also.
Yeah, from both sides, both parties. She worked. She was involved with both parties. So it's
Yeah.
great achievement
both
for a lot.
parties, yes.
But you know, when you guys mentioned
Yeah.
this morning about Miss Gloria Knight, I kept scratching my head and wondering if it's the same Gloria Knight, because when I was at UD, when I was at LOJ, when I was at LOJ, right? And the mutual life insurance and everything. 'Cause you know at the time it was Mutual Life, LOJ, and Island Life. Those were like the big competitors at the time. So I get to UDC, I would say about 86. Yeah, and she was in charge at the time.
Okay.
And I was there right up until when I left. So I didn't know she was coming from Mutual Life.
Okay. Yeah, man, the same girl now.
Didn't
Powerful
know
lady.
she was coming from Mutual Life.
Yeah, man.
So let us see if we can.
She edit Mutual Life, yeah. But I think Mutual Life was bought out by a foreign company.
After that, right? After I left Jamaica.
Hello?
You hear me?
Hello?
All right, let me see if we can get some of the ladies from the Garifuna Women's Movement conference today. Right, Flavius? So
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Mutual Life. Yeah, I don't even think Mutual Life.
gonna bring in some audio from the women's conference going on now in Belize, and this is the Colonel from the Charlestown Maroon.
Colonel Marcia Douglas.
All right, listen up.
Done lately as a woman to enhance the development of our tangible culture, or tangible development, unlimited wealth. These are some of the things that we talk about. There are many things that we could talk about. You know, a woman with her skill of planning and organizing Have you ever been to a woman's office and you look inside? It is like tidying her entire house. But yet, all the files are organized in such a way that if you want the file on the cup, you can find the file on the cup. If you want the file on the spoon, you can find the file on the spoon without even asking or searching, but yet it is tucked away in such a manner. They planned and planned for the future. I know Madame Kofi a long time ago teaching. It's not today, it's not yesterday. Maybe she was in another world before. No. But she has been teaching from a long time ago. She always say, we need to do this. You know, I'm not pleased. And if I'm not pleased, then my elders are not pleased. And if my elders are not pleased, then my ancestors are not pleased. Yes. Women ensure that it gets done in the way that it should be done. And so the women have their strategic way of planning. We are going to do a Kwao Day, which is our big fest that we do each year. But how do we honor and celebrate and yet teach people about ancestor Kwao? You know, we have to come up with first the prayers, then and the libation and the drumming and the dancing with an altar, and everything has to be one behind the other and flow fluently. Okay, would I give a man that to plan? Yes, but I would have to sit there with that person, you know, and push in and say, remember, this is next. Put this on the program. Write this. Get this done. And so on. Yes, some men would be asking you, what is next? Even if they know what is next, they're still asking you for your confirmation. So woman has take the tangible asset. It's a woman's world today. It's a woman's world. You know, days gone by when they see men doing farming, men doing mason work, men doing cabinet making or carpentry, men doing everything. We have women up in that field too. Because back then, women used to do it too as well. So that is where we're getting back at. I love to see development among women. Not saying I don't love to see development against among men, right? Because you have hard-working men that work and are capable of doing their work. But I love it when women develop. And so what I do, I teach the young ladies here to be a developer, be independent. Try to put things together for yourself. Be your own approver, because if you approve it first, then you have your first thought on your business. And then if you have your first thought on your business, when Madame Pofier give you a critic, then you will be able to take it. When, you know, Sister Akila says to you, then this is how it is done in Trini. You will be able to understand that yes, many things can be done in another way, but yet it is done to a perfection or to a perfect way. And so you first have to accept it. Just as you have to accept yourself, you have to first accept your planning, your strategic, your way of building, your life, your development. Embrace it. Then you can appreciate someone else's embrace when they come to give it to you. Motivation and preservation. Have you ever feel down and call on a sister for motivation? You get motivation from yesterday to next week. I can tell you. Because if I want to do something and I'm not sure, and I say, Madame Pofier, I'm using your name a lot. I say, Madame Pofier, I am going to put a batch of wine out. But I know lychee is a very catching one. But I'm not sure how to put it out. The first thing should motivate me. Go ahead. Go and do it. You know, for parents are used to strong drink, and they would make their drink and they create it because that's where it is all from. They used to do their own fermentation of the palm. Back then in Africa, palm wine or whatever wine they want to create. And so that is something that I've been doing here. I make wine from every and anything that you eat within fruits and vegetables. And so the way of preservation was taught then, still maintained today. So she might say to me, well, I think you need to know if it how many shelf life it have, where it can go, how it can, but motivation would be the order of the day. Should motivate my step. And then preservation. Okay, preserve your ingredients, preserve your way of making the wine, preserve your technique so someone else can learn it as you go along. You know, teach someone so that tomorrow someone know it to teach another. That's one way of preservation. So, like your grandmother knew how to tie and dye, and using indigo dye, and she called you and she said, okay, this is natural indigo, and we are going to dye some fabric. Yes, she teach you that way. Now, but later on, you call your child or children and say, this is natural indigo. We are going to dye some fabric. And before you know it, 4, 5, 6 generation learns to use indigo dye to dye fabric, or learn to make a batch of lychee wine. So this is what we do. We bring it from one generation to another, just like the Sankofa bird, taken from the past, bringing to the future. Perfection. We are known to be perfectionists. Yes, we always want to see things done in perfect order. Don't make Madame Fofier call you and ask you to do something, because if you don't do it perfectly, then she will be riding on your back. Okay? So perfection is one of the things that is needed. And so the woman would, yeah, have you ever watched? I've watched my mother many times in the house when I was much younger. And she would put the center table in the middle, and she would put a big vase on it, and she fixed the settee, and she would fix that, and she would fix that. And then she stood in the doorway, and she looked if it looks perfect to her. If the big vase didn't suit that center table, she would take it off and put a smaller bouquet of arranged natural plants. And if that one hit the spot, then she would leave it. If the curtain did not go with that, then she would. Women are known to be perfectionists. And I find myself doing the same thing. Because if I put a curtain up and it didn't look good, it don't suit me, it don't say who I am, I'm going to take it down. Or if I write a speech and the speech is about the theologian and it's not who I am, I'm not going to do it. So we have to just work as it is that we learn. So in the days back then, Nanny was a perfectionist. She would have to ensure that her people get it right. We are going to do the first ambush, and we are going to do it up at Sambo Hill. We are going to use Goat Ground as the ambush site, or we are going to use the push off, the drop off cliff where we push off. Anyone gets sick, let's go to Fever Hill, and let us use the spring down below Pay River for water. She was a perfectionist, so she would order everything as it is so that her people could fight and win that battle. Generosity. Yes, you can depend. Yes, there are men that are generous. Before I go to the women, there are men that are generous. But if you go to Madame Fofier and say, Madame Fofier, I'm working with the children. I need to get someone to donate twice per week lunch for our kids. And so that they can have a hot meal, so that they can endorse and to do their work properly. She would say, give me a couple days or give me a few minutes. You can depend on our generosity to get back to you at what it is. Women are trained that way. Women are trained to be generous. Even if it takes a while, they will ensure that it comes true. Man can't take nothing will take too long and give them no problem. You know what? Can't bother with that. I'm going to move on. Men don't love problem. So therefore, if they look at it and they don't see it feasible, they go and tell it straight off the line. I can't bother with that. Let me try something else. Generosity, you have to have patience. And a lot of people didn't know that that word would come out in that. You have to be patient. You can't be generous if you're not patient because some things take a long time. Some things need working on. Some things need relaxing. Some things need going to your bed and sleep and wake up before you can do it. And so patience is the order of the day. A mother, patience is I would say, is timeless. A child has been misbehaving. How patient are you to wait until that child can behave themselves? If you're scolding that child, they would sit down, they would become the friend first, and they would become the playmate, and they would talk, and they would rap until they would just scold that child in a patient order that the child wouldn't even realize that, yes, they were getting real strong counseling and correction the way it is done. They would be patiently doing it. This is what will happen if you do that. That is what will happen if you do that. Our poor parents were patient. They stood on the plantation. They work. They toil. They endure all that until one day Mama Nanny said, listen to me. This is the time that I'm going to sing my song. I'm going to play my tune and dance to it. And when she yelled out her song, Granny Nanny, oh, yeah, yeah, or parents or people listen, gather, and decide that, yes, it is what it is. She said to her two sisters that were on the plantation, you are there inside. You do the undermining. Tell me when the British soldiers are asleep. Tell me when they are eating. Tell me when they get the coffee. When it's time to check off the plantation workers and so much more. Then she go to her strategic plan. So she come back where she had left off. She go back to the strategic plan to plan what it is that they were talking about. And of course, she said, okay, before Sambo budge, we are going to head for the hill. That means before the sun goes down or before the sun come up, we are going to go to the hill and we are going to set our pace. And she would talk to her people in code. She would use dance. She would use song. She would use drum. She would use all the interesting things that you think of to reach out to her people without letting the British know. She would have that peace that would pass it would pass all understanding. Someone will say, in the middle of a crisis, how can you have peace? Have you ever visited a family? Well, I don't know about what it is in your area that you live, but here in Jamaica, when you visit someone that have a death, even though that person is crying, or that woman is crying, at most times they are at peace. They'll be saying, everything will be okay. You know, the Creator knows best. It is what it is. But they are crying. So the peace that they develop from doing that is the peace that we intended to keep. So what we purpose here in Charlestown, one of my motto is to ensure that our generation learn more of what our foreparents used to do. And it has to be passed on. And so here in Charlestown, we do have a museum that we keep the artifacts of the Maroons. So for parents, things that they used to use, we keep it here within the museum so that our children can learn about them, they can see it, they can understand it, they can teach about it. Then what we do also is ensure that we have our traditional drumming. You know, the Kramanti drumming. and our traditional dance. So they learn to dance and also to play the drum. What are you doing? Where are you at this moment? Women, be strong, be courageous, be blessed. Medasi, medasi. Madam Cloutier, back to you, Madam Ali.
Thank you. Mr. Host, it's back to you. I think, have we lost our host? Mr. Egbert? Mr. Hignew?
Yes, Sister Carol. Sister Colonel Marcia Douglas.
Certainly. The program
Thank
is
you
back
very
in your
much.
hands. You're very capable hands.
Thank you very much. Been to Jamaica, but I think I was in Jamaica just a while ago in the parishes of where the Maroons are. We need to keep sharing this experience. The importance of our women in our culture. Like I said yesterday, my grandmother was the first economist, the first pharmacist, the first healer, and similarly my mom. So this week is also in the honor. And I welcome you, Sister Marcia. We will come to Jamaica and learn from you. Especially I'm hearing now that you have been granted some form of autonomy, sovereignty, independence from the system. And we want to learn more about that so that we could teach our people that First People, Indigenous people also have rights, more rights than was passed on to us by the colonial masters. Would you be able to shed some light on that, Colonel Marcia?
I think Sister Akila would do more of that because Mama G and Akila were the persons who went to the conference.
Yes.
So she will shed more light on that.
Thank you. And I think what you're also saying is important for our sisters in the region, Belize, to have the confidence from what you're saying to fight, to resist, right? The so-called colonial system of down pressing and looking down on our black beautiful selves. I think what you shared with us was very important and uplifting. And I wanted to say that.
So, my sisters in Belize, what you need to do is to ensure that you preserve as much as you can because, if they're going to be mowing down your land, so you don't have plants, what you need to do is to make a little garden with the different plants that you need, the herbs, by your back door in your little shed at home or something, so that you can keep them because as time goes by, the economy gets harder. People will want to sell out what they have to the government because they will persuade them to do that. But if you preserve the different plants and medicines, there's no way they can buy your culture. The government in itself cannot buy your culture, or the other persons that mowing down the land, they cannot destroy their knowledge of the herbs that you have. So what you need to do is to preserve plants of the herbs so that you can get suckers from it or seedlings so that you can have them. So you teach people. You can dry them. You can make them into teas. You can make them into wines. You can make them into rubs, whatever it is that you do. But preservation is good. I think Akila also can tell you a way of doing that because I know she do plants and she preserve different kinds of plants. She plants trees and stuff like that. So a good reference is Sister Akila Jaramogi over there in Trinidad. So she will help you as well to do that. So just keep pressing and remember that we are the backbone. So doesn't matter what they do, they can't get rid of backbone. Okay?
Thank you so much, Marcia. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Your suggestions are welcome. Thank you so much.
Okay. This part of the program, we're waiting for Nihanda. I don't see her in the room. Nihanda, are you here? And Helmer. Does anybody have any questions? Any interjections at this point? Anybody?
Hi.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Yes. I just want to endorse what Sister Marcia just said. It's for us to continue pressing and doing what we are doing. Continue to reach out and call on the support of others at home and within the region. We are here to help. We are here to stand in solidarity with our sisters and brothers within the indigenous community. It's time we speak out, and you have the support. As long as you can mobilize people, let's use the power of networking to network and support each other. You know, let's look for case studies and models that we can introduce in our country and in our home space. Let us find ways to include the young people, get into the schools so we can pass on traditions. Let us continue to be storytellers and teachers and leaders in our own little way. Let our home and our community be the first university and first high school. Let our home be the first university. Let us be proud of what we have and not feel embarrassed and feel that we are lesser than. Let us, continue to be resilient and stand up for ourselves. But most of all, you have the support, sisters and brothers. You have the support of us around as we continue to debate and continue to go out there and speak on behalf of indigenous peoples of the diaspora, not just the Maroon community, but the Garafunas, the Kalinagos, the Mayas. Let us join forces because this is what is needed in this time more than ever before. And you have the support. We just have to say, yeah, and they come on board. We just have to, call on the ancestors to help us too. We have to continue to keep up the traditions, continue to keep traditions going, continue to light up fires and pray and chant and let the children learn the chant. Let us tap into those inner energies and forces that we tend to feel some of us embarrassed to do. But come on, this is the time. Let's appease our ancestors. Let's raise the energy. They are here with us. They're all around us. It's just for us to tap in. And I just want to say the time is now and time.
Thank you, Sister Akila. Thank you very much. Anybody else?
I just want to thank Sister Akila, and I am sure that what she says to join forces is going to work, because in unity there is strength. So thank you for her message. Bye.
Thank you, Sister Felicita. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, I am Lydia Flores, so Kunsainde, and I do want to thank the sisters for coming out and being so assertive and really demonstrating what love of self means, what love of culture means, And my question would be whether we have a way of connecting. We have email addresses, a directory actually, of these connections that can be made. And whether out of this conference, Brother Egbert, we can pull together a directory with the different facets that we've been now exposed to across the diaspora, is what I would ask for. And whether a group of us, we would be able to identify an individual in the different regions and let that person be the one coordinating the links that can be made by way of email addresses, by way of phone numbers with WhatsApp, for example, which is a piece of, it's a gift to us all.
So, Flavors and I, we're going to end the show for today, March 8th, and then we're going to come back in with the Garifuna Nation, Chulohali Wadani, Our Time Has Come, Indigenous Women's Movement Virtual Conference. Tomorrow we'll be also giving a full broadcast from 10 o'clock on our show right up until 11:30, and then another continuation. So before we get out of here, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and for spending your morning with us. And we want to thank Teddy also for catching up with us on history pertaining to women who have break the glass ceiling so that others, women, can be able to achieve and continue to grow in whatever position or whatever movements. So with that, we ask you to join us tomorrow when we do it all over again. As I said, tomorrow we'll be giving you a live broadcast from the Indigenous Women's Virtual Conference in Barranca Village in Belize. So, Flavius?
Yes, all I have to say this morning is blessings to all our ladies, from my late mother, grandmother, all of them. And like they say in Jamaica, bless up.
Oh yes, the man said bless up. And so, every moment of your life, be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things. Regardless of what religion you belong to, you must pray. Continue to pray. And in the words of the Garifuna, our Father, and then Tafina to take us out.
You lead us to Fula. You belong far away away. Ajuguala Lebabu Seru. Lead Amua, lead us to Fula. Lead Amua, lead us to Fula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me I think of flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me have to take away me sense. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away me self. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Show the eye clear eyes. I said.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
This relationship I'm gonna desist.